Well, if you're wondering how Missouri taxes retirees, you've come to the right place because that's what we're going to talk about today here at the Heritage Wealth Planning YouTube channel. Thanks for coming to the Heritage Wealth Planning YouTube channel, my friend, the place where we talk about all things taxes, and particularly how Missouri taxes its retirees. And we also talk about the other 49 states as well as how to maximize your Social Security, reduce your taxes, and ultimately live the comfortable lifestyle retirement that you planned and dreamed for. And by the way, you don't need to be a millionaire to do this. Pretty simple when you just know the tricks of the trade in order to get this done. So let's dive right into the state of Missouri, see how it taxes retirees. And as we do, we start with a great Kiplinger website, kiplinger.com. And we look the state by state. We see the white is mixed and Missouri is in white, which means it's middle of the road for taxation on retirees. So that's neither good nor bad, but let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on with Missouri. Why are they just simply in the middle of the road? And again, we have 5 quintiles, 1 through 10, 11 through 20, 21 through 30, 31 through 40, and 41 through 50. So Missouri is smack dab in the middle there. The bottom line, the show me state no longer taxes Social Security benefits for many taxpayers. Taxpayers may also qualify for exemptions on public and private pensions subject to income limits. But note that if you do have taxable income, the rate gets high quickly. 6% of income over $9,000. Sales taxes are reasonable, and some seniors may qualify for a property tax credit. So always remember the difference between taxable and gross income. And I say this every time, so if you've been watching these videos, by the time you're done with video number 50, it will be in your head like a tattoo. Gross income. I have $26,600 married and filing jointly. That's my gross income. And I'm over 65 years old. What is my taxable income? 0. $26,600 married filing jointly over 65 years old. I have 0 taxable income. So in this case, I need to take $9,000, add that to $26,600 before I have to pay anything to the state of Missouri. So what's that? Basically $36,000 roughly. Yeah, roughly $36,000 of gross income before I have any taxable income to the state of Missouri. Now that's married filing jointly and over the age of 65. It's $24,000 is a standard deduction under the age of 65. State sales tax is 4.225. Localities can add as much as 5%, and the average combined rate is 7.89. Food that qualifies for the federal supplemental SNAP and is intended for home consumption is taxed at 1.225, and local taxes also do. And again, this is where we look beyond just the state tax levy, because give an example, we had Mississippi I just did yesterday, and they have a 7% state tax levy. And if you just look at the state tax, you think that Mississippi is taxed higher than Missouri from a sales tax, and you'd be wrong, because only 2 localities in Mississippi charge you a state tax, a sales tax on top of what the state does. And in Missouri, the average is 7.89 because the localities can charge a lot more. So you got to dive into this stuff, my friends. High income is you have more than $9,000 taxable income, you're paying 6% tax. That's about $36,000 in gross income. Residents can deduct some of their federal income tax from state taxable income, up to $10,000 for married filing jointly and $5,000 for single taxpayers. So remember, that's your tax. It's not your taxable income. It's the tax. How much you pay to Uncle Sam, you can deduct up to $10,000 of that from your Missouri state taxes. Effective income tax rate in Missouri is 5.3 for individuals and 5.4 for joint. Social Security benefits are not taxed for single taxpayers with AGI less than $85,000. Remember, AGI, all right, that's before we take any deductions. So we went from taxable income on the income tax to Social Security's taxes AGI, and married couples with AGI less than $100,000. All right, so remember, this is AGI. This is where they get you, these states. They go over to taxable income over here, and then AGI over there. So remember, AGI is before you take your standard deductions. Or if you have itemized deductions, your itemized deductions. Taxpayers who exceed these income limits may qualify for a partial exemption on their benefits. So Missouri cannot simply fall in one of those states that do not tax Social Security. Exemptions for other retirement income. Single Missouri taxpayers with AGI less than $85,000 and married with AGI less than $100,000 may deduct a portion of their public retirement benefits to the extent the amounts are included in their AGI. The total public exemption has an overall limit for each individual and is adjusted annually for inflation. The overall limit is $37,000. Taxpayers who also qualify for Social Security or disability must reduce their public pension. All right, so basically the overall limit for deductions is $37,000 if you have a government pension, I guess. That's odd. All right, so if you have a government pension and you're married filing jointly less than $100,000, you get to deduct $37,000 from that your taxable income to the state of Missouri, or you get deducted from your adjustable gross income to the state of Missouri. It's confusing. Taxpayers with AGI less than $32,000 if married filing jointly, or $25,000 if single, are eligible for a private pension exemption. So if you have AGI less than $32,000, so remember that's different than taxable income. AGI less than $32,000. I mean that's not nearly as beneficial as taxable income. That's for sure. So AGI less than $32,000, you get to deduct a portion of your private pension. Or maybe a partial exemption, though taxpayers whose income exceeds the limit by more than the amount of their taxable private pension. It's just confusing. All military pensions tax-free, at least military pensions tax-free. IRAs, 401ks, defined contributions, taxes, ordinary income. Taxing, we talk about private pensions. If your income AGI is less than $32,000, you're married filing jointly, you could deduct a portion. And I mean that might be applicable to you, but I have a feeling it won't be applicable to many. Public pensions, we talked about that. So all military pensions are tax-free. Property tax, the median, not average, is $1,300 on a house that's $138,000. So right there at 1% is a median property tax in Missouri. We'll see if they have a homestead credit. I don't see a homestead credit. They have a tax credit, gives credit to certain senior citizens for a portion of the real estate taxes or rent they have paid for the year. The credit is a maximum of $750 for renters, $1,100 for owners who occupy their homes during the period being claimed. Is based on the amount of real estate access taxes or rent paid or total household income. All right, so that is weird to me. So I'm not sure what that means, but it's basically saying you get a credit of $1,100 if you're certain senior citizens or disabled off this right here. So if that was $1,100 off that amount, that's pretty good. That means you're only going to pay $268 in property taxes, but I'm not comfortable saying that's the case here. State and local sales taxes, doing purchases of vehicles, and there's no inheritance or estate tax. All right, so okay. All right. So that's confusing to me. So let's go to the Tax Foundation, Missouri. Not nearly as friendly as what Mississippi was. Mississippi was simple for sure. All right. So let's see Missouri's taxes from the Tax Foundation. 5.9 top individual tax rate. And you factor in state and local tax burden is 9.3, which puts them in the 29th. So right there in the middle, just like the Kiplinger says. Tax Freedom Day is April 13th. So that's in the top 12. That's good. We like that. Sales taxes in Missouri, 4.228, which ranks them pretty low, which is good. Low for state sales, but you got to factor in this right here. Your combined state and sales is 8.03, which ranks in the top 20. And this is not college football. We don't want to be in the top 20. Low tax on gas, which is good, 17.35. And they don't tax cigarettes much. In fact, it's the least taxable state in Missouri for cigarette taxes. So you can smoke and drive in Missouri and you won't be encumbered by excess taxation, that's for sure. So that's good. What did I say there? State and general sales tax. I don't like that one. Property tax is 1.02, which is ranked 21. So basically Missouri falls smack dab in the middle. Again, that's nothing shocking there. They don't give you a lot of exemptions, not a homestead exemption by any stretch that I could figure out. And they don't talk much on the Tax Foundation about the property tax. But you're not getting hammered, but you're not getting by as some of these other states like Kentucky, Mississippi, and Georgia for that matter. All right, so let's see here in Missouri. I gotta go to Missouri. Let's see how they tax income, retirement income. Remember, the other two are everything: sales, property, and income tax. And here we're gonna go Missouri. Let's see how they tax income using the smartasset.com tax calculator. And like what we do, we'll say you were married filing jointly, born in 1953, you got 25,000 Social Security, you got 25,000 of IRA, 401k, pension income distributions, and you're going to have income tax of not much on $50,000. That's good. Now let's raise this up to say 50,000 of distributions from IRAs, 401ks, and 50,000 over here. And you're going to have still not much. I mean, $1,300 on $100,000. That's 1.3% your effective tax rate. That's for sure. So not too shabby. I'm just curious. Let's just go back here, say 25,000. So again, if you're making less than $100,000, you'll be pretty good by and large for taxation in these states. So, but look at that, that can't be. $75,000 in Mississippi costs you $1,400 in taxes. But I went up to here, I said 50,000, and that costs you less. I don't know, that don't make any sense to me. So I don't see how that could possibly be. But anyway, still, either way, not much in taxes. Let's see a look at the breakdown here. They recommend speaking to financial advisor. All right, here's your federal tax breakdown. So if that were you, $100,000 of income, $50,000 Social Security, $50,000 retirement benefits, you'd pay $6,600 to the feds, $1,300 to the state, and your total tax would be $8,000. Moderately tax friendly towards retirees. I agree with that. Social Security is partially taxed. Withdrawals from the retirement accounts are fully taxed, like we talked about. Public pensions partially taxed, and private pensions are fully taxed. Let's just see what else they say. I want to look at more at the here's the income tax brackets. Wow, confusing as all can be. I don't know why $0 to $99, $0, $99, $100, $1,000, 1.5. Property tax right here. Missouri's property tax are somewhat below the national average. A typical homeowner in the Show Me State pays $1,000 in property tax for every $100,000 home value. Overall housing costs in Missouri are 4% lower than U.S. average. Missouri property tax credit. Seniors in Missouri may be eligible for a form of property tax relief. The credit is equal to $1,000, maximum of $1,100 for owners. This is what I was talking about. I don't know why Kid Blingers didn't show this. To qualify, the homeowner must be at least 65 years old. They must own and occupy their home. Full-year owners must have a total income of less if they're a total income if they're of less than $30,000, or joint filers must have total income of $34,000 or less. All right, so that's crazy. Come on, Missouri, what are you doing there? $34,000 to get that $1,100 property tax credit, and that's total income. So presumably that's AGI, not taxable income, which again is before the deductions come in. And we talked about the sales tax in Missouri. So by and large, complex tax code for the state of Missouri. You're not going to get hammered any stretch on sales tax. You're not going to get hammered any stretch on income tax. And you're not going to get hammered on property tax. None of those things are going to hammer you. None of them are all that favorable either at the end of the day. But, you can at least retire comfortably in Missouri and not get hammered from the tax man. So hope this helps. As always, don't forget to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up for sure. And don't forget to put comments down below. If you have any, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. And as always, hit the notification bell to be notified of future content. I do these videos about 5 times a week, and I'd love for you to be made notified every time I do a new episode. And don't forget to go to the blog and podcast at heritagewealthplanning.com. See you next time on the Heritage Wealth Planning YouTube channel. Thanks, guys.